Yo guys, what's up? Shadow here. Welcome to Mordheim, City of the Damned. Since Divinity is now done as a series, I thought I need something right now at least to replace it. And I do really like Mordheim as a game, so I thought we would play some of that. I've now pretty much cleaned up all my old warbands, and we're gonna start a new one. So if you have never played this game, I guess it's kind of for you as well. I mean, I'm trying to explain as much as I can as I go along. I really like this game. It's kind of difficult, and I had a few other people I know play it as well, and they're quite frustrated with it. And I had the same thing as well at the beginning, but I think I came around to it. You just have to approach it with a very, very special mindset. So, if you don't know this game, it is basically a turn-based strategy game where you lead a warband of mercenaries into the damned city of Mordheim to retrieve green crystals known as wyrdstone, which are apparently worth quite a lot of money. And in the process, your guys will get maimed, killed, and worse. So, let's just start a new warband. I have all the DLC, which means we have 6 warbands available. 3 Order, 3 Chaos. There's the Witch Hunters, the Human Mercenaries, and the Sisters of Sigmar on the Order side. And on the Chaos side, there's the Cult of the Possessed, the Skavens, and the Vampires, or the Undead. Now, I think for today, right now I want to start a Skaven warband. If you want me to start another one, I can do that too. Just let me know in the comments if you prefer something else or want to see me play something else as well. So, I think we'll just start a Skaven warband. I've unlocked already that we can start a warband at rank 5. But we'll start from the beginning, because why not? There we go.
Mordheim nest have much warpstone. Clanation make trouble pain to keep other clans away.
Yeah, I heard this introduction so much. We're not daft to listen to that. Alright, here we go. So we're at our war camp, so the first thing we have to do, before we do anything actually, is the veteran system, which basically rewards you for getting further with other warbands and unlocking stuff. So, with this I will be able to unlock certain skills. Now, let me see what skills I want to unlock. I think Commander is good, it decreases the cost of your leaders and impressives, because your soldier always costs a certain amount of gold every day, basically, or every time they take part in a mission, and this reduces that by quite a good amount. And then another one I really like is Negotiator. It adds more days to refill requests. During the game you will get requests to deliver wyrdstone to certain people, and you have to fulfill these requests. If you don't, you will have consequences. At the beginning, you might just get a penalty, like a warning, and then you have to pay gold, and I think at certain points they start injuring your warband, kind of like Loan Shark kind of style, So it's a good thing to have more time. Generally speaking, having less cost when your guys get wounded is cool too, so we'll have that as well. Good. That's our veteran skills for now. Oh, well, wait, we can actually get more, so let's do that. And then there's one more we can get. 2 more or 1 on veteran level, basically. So let's see, what do we want? Selling prices. Reducing cost of hiring new warriors. That is okay, for the most part. So we'll get that as well. There we go. Good. Now, what we need to do is actually create our warband. Right now we only have our leader, which is a assassin adept. He's pretty good. We'll see in the mission what he actually can do. And basically you need 3 people at least to take part in the mission, I think it is. And the good thing about this game is, or sometimes it's also a bad thing, the enemy that you will be facing is always pretty much a perfect mirror of whatever you take to the mission. So if I take 1 leader and 3 henchmen, the enemy will also bring 1 leader and 3 henchmen. When I bring a leader, a hero, and 1 henchman, the enemy will do the same. So it's never unfair in that sense. So, let's hire us a leader. Let's see what we have here. Generally speaking, you will have like neutral characters. If you have the DLCs, you will have these neutral dudes. The what are these called? Doomweavers, and these ones I think are DLC. The Poisonwind Globadiers, and then Skavens, especially at rank 0 at least, they will get access to these guys, the Night Runners. And I do really like the Night Runners. However, I think for right now I would like to play with a Poisonwind Globadier. I really like those guys as well. So I'll pick a rank 0 Poisonwind Globadiers. These are free, which is kind of good. So we'll get one of these. These can basically, they have access to ranged weapons, melee weapons, and they have a special ability that allows them to throw gas at enemies, which can be quite devastating. Then we'll get a full complement of henchmen. I think I will get 2 warp guards, which are the more beefy of your henchmen, and then 1 verminkin. There we go. That's our warband for now. What we also can do with these guys, we can equip them, of course, with different things. Now, right now we don't really have different equipment, because we haven't played a mission yet. So these are all standard equipped right now with spear and shields, and this guy with mace and shield. We'll change these once we got a bit of gear afterwards. So, let's actually do our first mission. Let's go to campaign. There we go. So here every day basically we'll get a selection of missions we can do. And every once in a while you will also get like story campaign missions that you can take part in. Now, these missions, as I said, they're always going to be, the normal missions are always going to be against a warband of similar strength and mirrored. The campaign missions are different. They're like set strength, and if you're very, very strong, you will breeze through them easily. But these are always going to be a bit tricky. Right, so what do we have here? We have a Hunters and Prey. These are all different mission types. Rivals in the Ruins and the Cache. Now, Hunters and Prey, you can always see there, the wyrdstone quality is very poor. Looting is poor. And this is both very poor. Okay. And then on the lowest thing, you can see how will the warbands be deployed. Now, there's certain scenarios that are more advantageous for certain warbands. Now, Hunters and Prey is a bit iffy, in my opinion, because it splits your warband up, which in my opinion is never a good thing to do. Rivals in the Ruin is pretty good, because both deploy around their wagon. That's pretty sweet. And the Cache, that can work in your favor, or it might not. So, I think for the starts, we're going to start with Rivals in the Ruin. And I think we're going to start with everybody. That's fine. So, launch and deploy. And then we'll see how Mordheim treats us today. Might be a success. We might get absolutely slaughtered. That's the beauty of this game. But yeah, generally speaking, doesn't matter what mission you're playing, prioritizing to get wyrdstone is the best, in my opinion. But we shall see. So, I have to kind of get back to how these... oh, yeah, there we go. How the keys are set up. Okay, so these are all our deployment spaces that we have, and there's our enemy. They will deploy around here as well. And you will always see at the beginning of the map where the wyrdstone nodes are. You don't know how big they are. You don't know how much you will find there, but you can see where they are. And also, if there's any chests and stuff to loot, you will see them as well. So I think, since we start here, we can send like one dude, one of our rats over here. And then I think the rest will generally move over here, try to get access to these 3 wyrdstone things. And then the enemy will probably come running up here, and then we'll have to fight them, which is gonna be... could go good, could go bad. We'll see about that. But yeah, this is probably where the battle will happen, because the AI is often very predictable. But yeah. Okay. So, let's place our dudes. It's gonna be pretty simple. We'll just place all the guys like right at the front here, pretty much. There we go. Okay. Now you can up there, and this the little banner up there with the different symbols. You can see the initiative and whose turn it is right now. So it's not like my whole team goes and then it's the other team's turn. It's by initiative. So they have 2 warriors apparently who are quite more faster than my dudes, which is kind of concerning. But yeah, there you go. Now, how this works is at the bottom left you'll see these blue spheres. These are my movement or action points, I think they call them. Every action point can be used for certain things. For example, one action point can be used by this guy to move around in this blue circle. Once I reach the edge, it will start another one of these blue action points. So you can have a bit of freedom of movement, but you have to be aware kind of how far you can go. There's other actions that use these points. There's like war cries, for example, that use these points. Climbing up buildings will use them up. Reloading ranged weapons also uses these points. So yeah. Actually, if you look down here... Oh yeah, look, we can see already one of their enemies. That is a... I think they're called zealots, I believe. Yeah, I think so. And he's armed with a bow. Well, we'll see about that. There we go. There's some wyrdstone. These are, I think they're called clusters. No, not clusters. Fragments. Yes. They're worth 1 wyrdstone. There's wyrdstone shards. They're worth 5 wyrdstone. Bad luck there. And there are wyrdstone clusters, which are worth 15. And every time I pick one of these up, you can see it at the top right, there's a die roll. And depending on what I roll, a random effect will take place. Now, the first one did 10 damage to me. And the other one basically made my attacks more costly, which is really annoying. Now, we have used all our blue points. Now we can use our red points, which are attack points, or offensive points, I think they call them. And the only thing that we can do with them right now is go into ambush stance. This red area basically means if an enemy steps into that, we will automatically charge them and attack them. How far this red area is depends on the movement of your character. And the Skavens in general are quite fast when it comes to movement. So often they will be the ones charging and not being charged. So yeah. So we'll pick this fragment up as well. As we saw with the mission selection, there won't be a lot of wyrdstone in this area here. But, you know, it's the first mission. And we don't have a wyrdstone request yet. They will come like after 2 or 3 days, I believe. Oh, and we stepped on a trap. Yeah, there's a lot of like traps and bad things in this city. And if you step on them, you will have like negative effects. Now, I believe he got some... I didn't check what his negative effect was. But I bet he got something bad. Actually, we can check what he got. Let's see. We go on here. Minus 15 initiative, which means next turn we will be even slower than this time. Alright. Let's move our Verminkin forward. And when it comes to fights, you always want to have the numeral advantage, if you can. Sometimes it's a bit hard to do. But if you can get it, it's a nice thing to have. I'll move him in here. There we go. Ambushing. There we go. This is our key player, I would like to say. Well, we'll see. But this is the Poison Wing Globadier. And I think we will already be able to show off one of his skills. Which you can see, it costs 3 red. It is the Poison Globe. It's like an area of effect thingy. And it will poison enemies. Now, we can throw this like as an area denial, basically. We can do this. If an enemy will run through this, he will have to do, I think, a poison check. And if he fails, he will be poisoned for a few turns. So that's a good thing. And you can throw these into combat as well, so they're pretty good. Oh, gee, I just realized that my camera is on the top right. I will actually fix that in a second, so you can see the rolls. Because I find this... a very interesting aspect of this game, that you can actually see how bad or how good you're rolling.
A new round has started.
Alright. I'll probably get shot at in a second here by one of the enemies there. There were also another one showed up over there. I think that's a flagellant, I think they're called. And they're quite annoying. Because, as I said, it's generally good to have the numeral advantage. Oh, he resisted. Did you see that? Well, actually, you didn't because of my camera. He had to roll a 19 and he rolled a 1. So that's a perfect roll from him. Okay. Let's try to charge this guy. Now, to do this, we'll have to be careful. You know, get closer very carefully. Because if you rush this, you will miss your... basically your point where you can attack. Because technically, soon, there should be a charge prompt. There we go. So, if that shows up, that basically means my charge range is bigger than his ambush range. I could still run forward a bit, but then I would run into his ambush, and that generally is a negative thing, because it will make you miss your attack more likely. So we'll do a charge, and we'll do quite a lot of damage should we hit. We have a 75% hit chance. And we hit! Beautiful. Now, since our attacks cost more because of the wyrdstone, we cannot really do anything else. Now, we can choose a defensive strategy here. So we can either try to block, parry stance, that's a 28% chance, or in this case it's better to be dodging, as a 50% chance. Sometimes the other thing is better because, depending on what weapons the enemy has, dodging or parrying might be reduced. So it really depends on the weapon type the enemy is using. Now, let's see. Yeah, we can get another charge in here. Very good. And smack! Yeah, that's going well so far. Well, the enemy hasn't had his turn yet when it comes to fighting, so I shouldn't talk too much right now. There we go. Now you should be able to see up there the log where it shows how much you rolled. Alright, also it's kind of concerning. You can see there the dude in the distance with the nice hat. Oh boy, that's not a good thing. Well, the ambush is good, but this is a hero of the enemy. Oh, and he critted as well. Ugh. If you crit an enemy, he will get auto-hit for as long as he is stunned. There, he just recovered, that's good. But, yeah. He will get, not killed, he would get KO'd, pretty sure. So he will not survive this encounter. He has like 10 HP left, and next turn the other guy has at least 2 attacks, so... Yeah, not a good time. Now, what do we do with him? We could, let me think about this. We could throw a globe, a poison globe, like this. But I think I'd rather attack him with this guy as well, with one more guy. So we could also use our pistols here. If we shoot into combat like this, this is actually only a 51% chance. But we can take a aim shot, which will also cost 2 of our movement points as well. And then we have a 71. So that would be a good hit. If we get that, that would be great. And we don't. We rolled 73. And we should have had 71. There we go. That's what this game is all about. It's all about the random rolls, the luck of the die. So, yep, get used to that. It happens to you and it happens to your enemies sometimes. It is really random. Alright, we'll have him surrounded at least. Boom! Now, since we have him surrounded, if the other enemies do not engage us in combat, which they pretty much will, he would have to make a... it's called an all-alone check, which is basically to see if he gets frightened. And if he does, he will basically try to run away, and if he does, every guy that is in combat with him basically gets a free hit. But yeah, now we have a 3-way combat over here. So this is all even Stevens for now. Also, the flagellants, these guys, they do not have to make all of these checks. They are basically crazy in the head, and yeah, they don't have to roll for that kind of things. So I think we'll just try to kill this guy off. Very good. He's out of action, so he's not dead. Well, for the enemy that's not relevant, but it will be relevant for our guys. You will see after this battle. Let's try to stab him. There we go. Also, the battle is over officially. Well, not officially. The battle is over when, if you see in the top left, there's like two gauges there, a blue one and a red one. And that's the moral of your warband. The blue one is mine, the red one is the enemy. Now, if my moral, which is at 40 right now, if it sinks below 16, we have to make a warband route check. If we fail that, we lose. We automatically lose. And I think if you don't have any heroes or leaders left in your warband and you fall below that magic line, it's an auto lose as well. So the way to get this down is to basically kill enemy combatants. So most of the time you will not have to kill all your enemies to end the battle. You just have to kill, well, a few of them to bring their moral down. So we'll try to take this guy on. This will be difficult. Oh, and he dodged as well. Jeez. And a counterattack too. Ouch. Yeah, and now one of our guys will pretty much get taken out unless the enemy rolls really, really badly. Nope. And a crit again! Jesus! Oh boy. That's gonna go well. Yeah, this is... we might just lose the first battle. Just... outright. Now, I have to think. Do we want to throw some more poison globes or do we want to engage? I think we have to kind of chance this. We have to switch weapons. We have some dagger. And then try to... Oh, we cannot squeeze by here. Okay. Also, if you walk into the red area here of this guy, you will be locked into combat. So you have to be kind of careful where you walk. You'll see this right here. This is going to be a tightrope walk. I want to get through here. Oh, God. It's not going to... Okay. You can walk through your own guys' area, but you cannot end your turn inside of it. So you have to at least walk out of that to end my turn. So what I want to do here is to get in combat with this guy, and hopefully, if we're lucky, we can force an all-alone check on him, which will give us at least a temporal advantage over this situation here. Maybe, if we're lucky. But yeah, at the beginning it's all a bit up to chance, I think. Well, sometimes it's also tactics, and in other times, it is just certain warbands you're good against and certain warbands you're just bad against. That's also a factor. I think if this is... the Witch Hunters, which I'm playing against right now, it's okay. They're an okay enemy. Poison Globe. He faces all alone check. So what will happen now is he gets a free hit from everybody. And then he uses, I think, his maximum amount of movement points to run away from us. Ah, too bad that was a miss. That would have been good. So that's good. So he's out of commission, at least for one turn. He will come back next turn with a vengeance, I'm sure. Hey, look at that. We've got a bit of the Weeping Poison hit on him. Very good. Also failed his hit. Now, all of a sudden, the situation looks a bit better again.
Has started.
I mean, we still have two enemies who are pretty... which we at least have to kill, I think, 2 more enemies before they will falter in morals. So, what I will do here now is I place a poison globe like this. Yeah, that hits both. That's why I love the poison globe. They're so good. Now, the poison will also affect my dudes, except him, because he has a trusty little gas mask. So I think we will try to kill this guy first, if we can. So let me try to stab him. Stabby stab! Very good. Also, if the enemy has, or your guys have dodge stance or parry stance, that only works for one attack. So you just saw before, when I attacked him, it said dodge failed, which means the next attack he has no ability to dodge or to block. So the only thing that can go wrong is if I miss. Which, I mean, I got 80% hit chance. That doesn't sound bad. But this game is what I like to call truly random. Yeah, good, we got him. Nice. So that's... oh, okay, they're on 32 morale. They need to go below 20. Oh, shit, I just stepped into the poison gas. That's not very good. But I just wanted to loot something at least. There we go. Now, I don't think I want to engage in combat right now, because if I do, he might just get knocked out. And you don't want to get your leader knocked out, because your leader is basically the moral pillar of your army. He will also probably contribute the most to your moral pool, so if he gets knocked out, that's pretty bad. So try not to let that happen. Well, it's easier said than done, obviously, but, you know. Now this guy is also a bit of a problem, because it's the same as the Flagellant. He will not run away if the numbers are against him. So he will definitely get 2 attacks off here. And he resisted the poison globe. Yeah, see, there we go. And if the AI is any good, he will try and go over to my leader and try to clap him as well. Okay, no, he's just looting. Okay, interesting. Oh yeah, he's looting all the wyrdstone. So we should try to kill this guy and get the wyrdstone off of him. Otherwise we will not really get much out of this mission other than wounds. Okay. Come on! Oh, and he parries it with a 10. He needed to roll 10 and he rolled it. Yeah, you know, sometimes I think seeing the rolls is more infuriating, but sometimes it's actually better. You know, if you do this amazing roll, like it's a 1 in 100 chance and you actually get it, that's pretty satisfying. Oh, and see, he rolled a 99 there. Now, that doesn't bode very well. Let's see, what is our moral threshold right now at? Oh, we have to do a warband route check.
Has started.
And we managed to do it. We rolled a 22 out of a 32. So, yeah, this is gonna get very hairy. We have to hope for a good poison globe hit, and then we'll see what happens. Oh, they both resisted. Oh, that is painful. Let's see if we can stab him to death. That would be good. Oh, and the miss as well. 97. Oh, this is not going well, guys. Not a good start. Also, they have one more soldier somewhere around the map that we haven't seen yet. Probably, well, one of more henchmen. So if he comes into combat now, we're dead, basically. Also, it might just happen that... Oh, we almost succumbed to poison there. That wouldn't have been bad. Now the question is, do we want to charge? I don't think we want to, because charge takes 1 more offensive point than a normal walk and attack. And if we walk normally and attack, we get 2 attacks out, I believe, which is a higher chance of knocking this guy out, so... Oh, there we go. Thank God. Okay, so see, now they're on 16 morale out of 20. The problem is they still have a... their hero there left, which means if he makes the moral save, the warband route check save, then he can still whack on our guys. So I have to get away with my leader as far as I can and hope he doesn't get me. Let's hide in here, in our little hidey hut. Yeah, successful route check. Okay, at least he has a lot of... Oh, yeah, okay, he takes a lot of poison globe damage. Tries to climb up and falls down as well. Beautiful. Which does deal damage.
A new round has started.
Oh, I think he just ran into another poison globe thingy and he died. Okay. Okay, so we'll pick that up. Also, if you see these orange items that are on the ground, these are like personal tokens of the soldiers. They're not worth anything except for bonus objectives. And right now I do have a bonus objective, which is the token of Yorick von Murderlord, which I think is the leader, I believe.
Objective completed.
Yes, there we go. So that will actually give us some bonus at the end of this combat. That's pretty good. So now we just wait for the next opponent's turn, which will basically automatically fail their route check because they don't have any leaders left. There we go. Oh, we survived by the skin of our teeth there. Which is a good game, in my opinion. There we go. We get... What do we get? We have one wyrdstone plus fragment in our possession. And then at the end you also get a few bonus, depending on how many there were on the map. And also we get some extra rewards there as well. Well, now comes the fun part.
Warband is sneaky strong.
Yes!
Fetch find much wyrdstone. Filch will speak to Murderlord. Tell him much. Warband climb sneak high far.
Indeed! I love the Skavens. Alright, now comes the fun part. It's like a good bad thing at the end of every mission. For one, you will level up. You will get more points to spend on your skills, like it those two, or for all the guys that were knocked out of action, they have to make a roll on a injury table. And it might be that they're totally fine, might be that they die, or they lose an eye, or an arm, or a leg. So all of our henchmen were basically knocked out, so let's see what happens to them. Near-death experience. That's a good thing. It means he's out of commission for 5 days, but he doesn't have any injuries, and he gets a bit of bonus experience. Because he survived with a very, very, very closely. Apparently. That's how that works. So that's good. See, he got a lot of experience there. Booyah. Next guy. Near-death experience as well. Oh my, the game is generous with us today. He lost his shield though, that's kind of bad. But I think we looted one anyway, so... And amnesia. This is kind of the opposite of the near-death experience. It doesn't give you any permanent injury, but you lose up to 5 XP of your current rank. Which is irrelevant because we were in 0 anyway. So yeah. Well, we kind of negate pretty much the experience he got from the mission, but yeah. Hey, our warband is still intact, so... we cannot really go on a mission right now. We would have to hire some more people because we need at least 3. So, because the 2 near-death experiences, they need to be treated. So now we actually have to pay our guys. We have to pay the 2 injured dudes. And we have to pay everybody a salary as well. So let's go here. Pay treatment, 22 gold. We have 677, so right now that doesn't seem like a problem, but yeah, we'll see. And then 17 gold coins for all other expenses. You can also not pay them, but then they won't be available for any missions, and also their payment will go up every day. It's like interest. And if you don't treat injured people, they will die eventually. Now, you can basically do that if you see you have a warrior that is so brutally mangled that you say you don't want to play with that guy anyway. You basically just leave him for dead. And you just, let him die. Because the thing is, if you want to fire him, you have to treat him first. So you can't just do that if you don't want this guy anymore. So yeah. Good. We got 4 wyrdstone. That's not much, but it's something. And then we can say next day.
New shipment request arrived.
And there we go. Now we got our first request, which will be for about 75 wyrdstone. We have to deliver to the Murderlord. Snicket. Yes, indeed. Now, we have 13 days. Let's calculate this. If we get like 4 wyrdstone every day, that will actually not be enough, so we have to step up our game a little bit. But yeah, it really depends on the map how much wyrdstone you get, and on the enemy sometimes as well. Right, I hope this was at least interesting to some of you, so I hope we can make this into, like, at least for now, into a replacement for Divinity Original Sin 2, so twice a week. And then next year there will be a lot of games I definitely want to play on this channel as well, so we'll see. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care.